Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about the Bournemouth game, AFC Bournemouth, versus Aston Villa. AFC Bournemouth 2, Aston Villa 0. So yeah, we've lost our first match of the season. Again to a newly promoted side, just like last season. Despite this season, we've actually got a much better team and a much better squad. And so yeah, I'll just go over the selection quickly. Obviously, it was Martinez in goal, Cash right back, Carlos and Konsa. Carlos, I don't mind it. I think he was obviously going to start, and obviously Cash and Martinez are the obvious choices. But Konsa starting for me was a weird one. I mean, he's barely had any minutes in pre-season. He's not. I doubt he's 100% fit. He had a major injury and he's straight back in. I think Chambers would have been the better option. I actually think that, and I know Mings makes mistakes, but we missed Mings today, and every time he doesn't play, we miss Mings. And I thought maybe Konsa with Carlos might be different, but Konsa did the same as he did last season, where he chucks Mings under the bus. He did the same with Carlos. Every time a player's not next to Konsa, they look better. They look a better player, and they look calmer. We have no physical presence, and that's why I say that I think maybe even starting Mings would have been the better choice. I mean, we're all geniuses in hindsight, so it's easy to say after the fact, but I just think with that height that Mings offers, he would have cleared some of them area balls that Bournemouth were whipping in. So yeah, and then obviously Digne at left back again, the obvious choice. The midfield for me again was a massive problem. I mean, Kamara, he did all he could. I felt sorry for him because he was the only one that was playing in midfield that could actually play like one. No, he was getting the ball, but when he got the ball, no player was offering themselves to take it off him. And as said by me and many other Villa fans, McGinn and Ramsey don't work. They don't work as 2-8s. It's too attacking. There's no balance in our midfield whatsoever. There's absolutely no balance. That's why we need a number 8. Anyone that can keep the ball and keep it ticking to help Kamara, and then maybe sometimes you can go into a double pivot, but it just doesn't work. Next week we need McGinn, Luiz, Kamara, providing we haven't got a number 8 by then, which I don't think we have, but you know, it is the transfer window, so you never know. McGinn's not going to be dropped because he's captain, at least for the first few weeks. I guess we'll find out if he does get dropped, if he keeps being inconsistent like Gerrard said he would. So, and Ramsey's a kid. Ramsey will improve, but he doesn't need to play every game. He had a good season last season, his first breakthrough season. He had some good performances. Towards the end, I think he dipped off massively. So did the whole team, to be fair, but I think he should have been dropped in that period. And also with young players, you can burn them out. You can play them too much, and I think we did that a little bit with Ramsey last season. I'd take Ramsey out the firing line and I'd put Luiz in there. I'd put McGinn, Kamara and Luiz, and I think that might give us a little bit more balance in the midfield. And then obviously up front you had Bailey, Ings, Coutinho. I mean, Ings doesn't usually offer anything apart from, you know, you rely on him to score if there's a chance, although last season he had chances and missed, even though he didn't play every game. And today I think he had a few half chances and missed, but I don't think Ings was the problem today. He was dropping deep. If anything, he's dropping into midfield to get the ball, which shouldn't be happening in itself, but he actually did work hard today. It wasn't really a problem. But obviously Bailey on the right wing, he was probably the only other one, as well as Kamara, that actually looked up for it, actually looked like he wanted to make an impact on the game. And then obviously you had Coutinho out wide. I just don't get... Like, Coutinho's never been a winger. He's never been the most effective as a winger. He's always been better as a number 10. At a push, a number 8 at times in certain games. I just think the team selection, looking back, and even, you know, before the game, there's certain changes I'd have made. I'd have started Chambers. Every time we've played Chambers, he's done nothing wrong. There's been no error that he's really made. No massive error, and he's not any worse than any other player that's had any chance. I don't think just because you come in as a fourth choice centre back, that's your default position, and you have no pathway. Every time he's played, he's looked good, and in pre-season he's looked good, and he's better on the ball, and he's more suited to the way Gerrard wants us to play, which we just didn't see today. But we'll get onto that in a minute. And then Coutinho, as I said, Coutinho out wide. Coutinho's not a winger. He's never been the most effective off the wing. He can play there. He can do a job there, maybe in certain games. But he's not. He's never been a winger. He's never been a traditional winger or good off the wing. So I don't really know what Gerrard was thinking with that. Obviously, Tyrone Mings was dropped. I think that was inevitable after the captaincy. But like I said, we actually did miss him in terms of the corners and the crosses that Bournemouth offered. So yeah, obviously Sanson wasn't in the squad. It looks like he could be on his way out. He put on Instagram saying basically saying he's fit and that he would play, insinuating that he would play if he was picked. Gerrard has since confirmed that was his choice and Sanson was left out, so he could probably be on his way out. I just hope that Gerrard doesn't start to have a bomb squad where it's like every player that he doesn't want goes to the under-23s, because that could affect the dressing room, and that's the last thing you want, because as soon as you lose the dressing room, results tend to go bad, and it tends to end up with the manager leaving. So yeah, another poor performance on the first half. I mean, 3 minutes in to concede. Not only to concede, but to concede to a newly promoted side, who their own manager has said they're not prepared, they don't have enough, they've got injuries. The money we've spent, they've got injuries. They're a newly promoted side. They've been trying a new formation to try and suit the Premier League. They've been going through it at the back, and we get done from a simple set piece that any team across any league could put in the box that we could struggle to deal with. I mean, today was because of no height, but you've even seen in previous games when Mings is playing, you'll have like McGinn marking a 6'6" centre back from the opposition team, which makes absolutely no sense. So we're still not great at defending. We're still not great at defending corners. We're terrible at that. That's how we conceded, and then we lack any sort of creativity or any sort of threat in the final third. And as I said, the midfield was poor. There was no balance. Kamara might as well have just been playing on his own in midfield, because he was the only one doing anything for the midfield. I mean, it's not all on them. I mean, playing McGinn and Ramsey as eights, it just doesn't work. I mean, it's been proven it doesn't work. You'd think against Bournemouth it probably would, but when it's not working against Bournemouth, you've got a problem. You can't play that midfield. You cannot play that midfield. It just doesn't work. So yeah, it's massively disappointing today. I mean, it is Villa, so I don't know why I expected anything else, but we've got a much better squad. They've got injuries. It was all set up for Villa to win, which is usually the way it goes. If you really believe Villa are going to win, that means I'll definitely lose and put in a crap performance. And next week against Everton, people will be, less optimistic because of this week. And I wouldn't be surprised if Villa smashed them 4-0, because that's just how inconsistent we were last season, and it's just really disappointing. I mean, I'm not going to write the season off after one game. It is only one game, and I'm not going to go overboard like some of the people you see on social media saying Gerrard out. And I know it's been a poor few months, it's not just this game, but to say Gerrard out after a few months when Smith had, 300 million, 3 seasons. I agree if Gerrard's not progressing. Obviously he's got a better squad and he's added to it. He had a better squad than Smith inherited and he's added to it. After 10 or 11 games, if we're playing crap or down the bottom, they will sack him. It'll be out of our hands then, because he will be sacked. And if he plays that lineup every week, or most weeks, and if that's his favourite lineup most weeks, it'll get him sacked, because McGinn and Ramsey don't work as eights. Conser was terrible last season, and again today wasn't very good. I'm not saying he can't improve, but he hasn't shown anything to suggest he has yet. I think it's just a poor way to start the season. After so much expectation, we made decent signings. Obviously we could do with 2 more, but that's a good position to be in, considering, a few years ago we'd have killed for just 2 more players to get that squad. But we've definitely got enough to beat Bournemouth. It's not like we were playing Man City, and you could make the argument that no, we need 2 more to compete on that level. This is Bournemouth. This is a team that'll almost definitely finish in the bottom 3. And all the teams around us will probably walk all over, and that's exactly what we should have done today. I didn't expect don't get me wrong, I didn't expect a really easy game, but I expected us to control possession and be comfortable. Even a 1-0 win where we dominated possession, but I think we had more possession. We had a lot of shots. We had about 5 shots, where only 2 were on target. So it's really disappointing to start the season in that fashion. And I just hope next week. I expect to see changes. There should be changes after that. I'd put Buendia in ahead of Coutinho. I think to be honest, over the last few months, Buendia's looked a bit more of a bright spot than Coutinho. Coutinho's a luxury player, you know. But yeah, so it was disappointing today. Very disappointing. I just hope next week against Everton is better. It has to be better. It can't be any worse. Changes must be made. On to next week. Up the Villa.